Hey there, Bulba2 fans, Professor Bulba here, ready to talk to you about a completely underappreciated aspect of Pokemon, and that is their species type. That is right, every single Pokemon has a species type, and you may be surprised to learn about which Pokemon share a species type. So, without further ado, let's get to the intro. I won't go far into the biological classification, but TLDR, species are the most specific classification of living, or once living, creatures. So, in the real world, something like a rock won't have a species name, but a cherry would. However, in the Pokemon world, both cherries and rocks have species names.
So, a rock species is rock? How original.
First on our list is an odd combination of a flower, a bug, a cat-like creature, and a lion.
How the hell do those all relate?
Together, the following four Pokemon species name is the Sun Pokemon: Sunflora, Espeon, Volcarona, and
Solgaleo, praise him, for he is fire.
This pink floating thing in Ankumala are the Drowsing Pokemon.
Hey, it has a name. I'll pink floating thing you in the face.
Although three different element types, Growlithe, Lillipup, and Rockruff are all the puppy Pokemon. When you think of a beetle Pokemon, which is the first one that comes to mind? What if I said a stag beetle? Well, both Pinsir and Vikavolt are the stag beetle Pokemon. Two Pokemon I'd stay far, far away from. From humble beginnings, there are three Pokemon that start as larvae and turn to something amazing. Well, unless you're a male Combi. In Japanese, Combi is the bee larva Pokemon, Trapinch is the antlion larva Pokemon, and Grubbin is just the larva Pokemon.
Gross. Burn them all with fire.
Would it surprise you to know that Bulbasaur is not my favorite Pokemon?
Bulbasaur.
That's right, my favorite Pokemon is
Dugong.
Dugong and Seal are the sea lion Pokemon who also share the species with Poplio. Since we're looking at a mix of generations, let's look a bit deeper and see some of the other species from more recent generations. Vileplume is, to no surprise, the flower Pokemon. Both Fluette and its pre-evolution are known as the single flower Pokemon in Japanese. Aww, that only adds to the sadness of its internal form story.
I will remember you.
Both Simsear and Fletcher Deer are the Ember Pokemon in English, and in Japanese are known as the Sparks Pokemon.
Burn them all with fire.
Ninjask, Greninja, and Ninetales are all known as the Ninja Pokemon. Okay, you got me. Only Ninjask and Greninja are. But I nod my hat to the existence of the Kyugi. Carbink and Diancie are both the dual Pokemon, and you know what? Out of all the Pokemon so far, these two look the most alike when it comes to being of the same species. Picture this. You walk into a cave, and what's the first Pokemon you see? Zubat. You may think they're annoying, but they really are trying to do you a huge favor and warn you of the cave Pokemon Gabite and Drudgeodon. Poor Zubat, always misunderstood. Both Solrock and Lunatone are the Meteorite Pokemon who have a cousin, Minior, who is the Meteor Pokemon. Alomomola is known as the Caring Pokemon, and in Japanese is known as the Nursing Pokemon. You'd think you would share a species with Chansey, but nope, Chansey is actually the Egg Pokemon along with Execute. One red flag of a bad relationship is manipulation, so be careful of getting too close to Grumpig or Gothorita, as they are both the manipulation Pokemon.
Manipulate their faces with fire.
If you're ever on the SSN and you hear Avalugg or Regice, make sure you HMO2 out of there fast, because both Avalugg and Regice are the iceberg Pokemon. Remember, baby Pokemon and women first. Vibrava, Palpitoad, and Sismatoad are all the vibration Pokemon, and I have nothing PG-13 to say about it. Pancham and Monferno are the playful Pokemon, which is a bit different from their Japanese names of naughty and mischievous Pokemon respectively. Both Cacnea and Maractus are the cactus Pokemon. Hey, I wonder if I break them open if they have water inside. Hostility and violence is another red flag in a relationship, so again, be careful of getting too close to Basculin and Zweilous, as they are hostile Pokemon in English-speaking countries. And if you are visiting Japan, watch your back because they are the violent Pokemon there.
If anything, they better watch their backs.
If you like these, make sure to check out the same species Pokemon of Generation 1 and 2. Or check out my top 10 weirdest species of Generation 6. This has been Professor Bulba, signing out.